massive congratulations to the Lionesses. I was literally just watching it there at lunch and it was 1-0. I got pulled away and now you guys are saying it's 3-1. So it sounds like a heck of a game, but massive congratulations. You know, we're all behind them, and hopefully they can do it in the final.
Yeah, that's the kind of impact that the World Cup final against Spain it has. It will just be fever pitch back home, won't it?
Absolutely. You know, you saw what the Euros done when they won the Euros and how much it brought the country together. So I'll be watching out here in Germany, but no, massive congrats. You know, wishing them all the best, and they deserve it.
Now, you've had a lot in your mind this week, it has to be said. Here we are, 5 days into the new adventure, new country, new culture. How have you found it? I mean, I've seen the billboard with your face on it in the city centre with 10,000 shirts sold in the first day alone on Saturday. What's it been like?
It's been crazy. It's been the first kind of few days was hectic for sure. A lot going on, a lot to do. Obviously the game on Saturday, so yeah, the last couple of days have been nice to kind of settle in. Got some good training sessions in with the team, starting to get to know the team a little bit better. So, but yeah, amazing experience, you know, everything about it. But now it's about kind of focusing on the game Friday and getting down to work.
Have you had that moment yet where you've thought, wow, this is completely different to what I'm used to?
I think when I was sitting on the bench at the game on Saturday, I think because everything happened so quick, you know, I was looking around and, you know, a totally new environment, a totally new team, new stadium. That was a bit of a wild experience. But, you know, ultimately, once I'm on the training pitch, once I'm in the games, it feels natural, it feels normal, and that's what's happened over the last few days.
You've said you're going to have German lessons. I know Jamal Musiala told us after the game it's tough, it's a tough language, but do you start, how does that work? Do you start by picking up the little football words and phrases that will help you on the training pitch and around the meetings and things like that?
Yeah, I think so. You start to learn, I guess, the basic phrases. I mean, there's a German teacher here who I'll have lessons with once or twice a week. And yeah, we'll be starting with the basics. I'm not sure I'm going to learn it fluently anytime soon, but I think to try and understand as much as possible, sometimes when the coach is talking in German, to try and understand that. But yeah, everyone's been great. A lot of guys talk English here as well, so they've been helping me out with everything. But we'll have to wait and see yeah, how long it takes to actually learn a few more words.
And you mentioned the league debut, obviously, that comes this Friday night against Bremen. What are you expecting from that? I know Thomas Tuchel has talked about starting. Are you just in that place? Obviously, the last time you started the game, you scored 4 goals in a friendly. Are you in that place where you're ready to hit the ground running?
I think so. You know, I had a really good pre-season, a lot of training, a lot of games. And now this week, you know, naturally just gone into the team environment and settled in really well. So I'm excited to get the season started. I think any first game of a league season is one of the most exciting of the year because you're so ready to go and eager to show what you can do. So yeah, look, it's going to be a tough game, like every game will be, but away from home. But you know, I'm excited to try and, you know, show Bayern Munich and show the fans what I've been doing my whole career and try and win that game.
You've talked at length about the desire to come here and win trophies and be involved in the Champions League. I just wondered, you know, in the past where you've talked a little bit in the documentary about possibly reaching that level of Messi or Ronaldo. Does that help you achieve, yes, there's the team side of it, but also help you with your personal development as a player as well, even at the age of 30? Yeah,
well, I think, you know, a lot of people talk about the trophies and why I came here, but ultimately it was to improve, to feel a new pressure of having to win titles every year, having to go far in the Champions League, and pushing myself to that limit. And yeah, I think, you know, if you're winning games, if you're winning titles, if you're winning Champions Leagues, and I'm the one playing up front, it's more than likely mean I'm going to be scoring goals, which then allows you to win other individual awards. But that all comes from what you achieve as a team, and that's my focus first and foremost. And that starts this Friday. You know, we've got a long season ahead, a lot of pressure for Bayern Munich to win the league and to go far in the Champions League, and that's what I'm excited to try and challenge myself with.
You always have talked up the team impact on your own individual success. When you mentioned, though, the individual trophies, is that the likes of Ballon d'Or? Does that put you in that bracket if things go well? When you think of Lewandowski, when he was here, he was runner-up a couple of years ago. And that.
Yeah, I think if you're winning your league, I think if you're winning the Champions League, obviously we have the European Championships next summer as well. I think, as you've seen with the Ballon d'Or, for example, you have to be winning team trophies to achieve that. So, yeah, like I just touched on, if I'm scoring goals and we're winning trophies, then of course that'll come into question. But it's not really what my focus is on right now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this next part of your career. When you look back, when you look back after your playing career, what would constitute success for you? What would be your ideal club and country success?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put on, like how many trophies you want to win, but I think I've always said throughout my whole career, I never want to retire and feel like I could have done more or I could have pushed myself a little bit more. And that was a big part of the decision making coming here, because I felt like to improve and to get better, I had to be playing, at the highest level. And so yeah, look, of course I want to win every competition that I play in. That's the ultimate goal every season. But I think, when you finish your career, whenever that may be, you just want to make sure that you've pushed yourself to your limits, and that's what I'll continue to do.
And a winter break this time to look forward to. Does that help with, given you played the World Cup in December and looking ahead to the tournament next summer, the winter break must be something different?
Yeah, no, that'll help for sure. We all know how busy and packed the schedules are, especially in England with the Premier League and all the competitions. So having a winter break will be a nice experience. Will be nice on the body to rest and recover over that period, especially. So. And yeah, of course, going into the European Championships next season, that will allow me to be have a bit more rest than what I usually have. But yeah, so I'll enjoy that moment. But there's still a few months to go until I can think about that.
What will you miss most about the Premier League, and also, will it be strange the first North London derby that comes along this season, watching from afar? Yeah,
of course it'll be strange to begin with, and. I love the Premier League, and I was brought up as a kid watching the Premier League, and so yeah, of course I'll miss parts of it, and playing with teammates and playing in certain stadiums, atmospheres. But yeah, this is a new challenge for me, so I'm sure I'll keep an eye on it, as I keep an eye on all football pretty much anyway. But yeah, I'll miss it to begin with, but I think my focus is here, and I'm really excited for this challenge and trying to help this team.
And a final one just to look ahead to, Bremen, again, of course, that level of scrutiny on Bayern Munich. I guess playing for England at major tournaments, probably you're used to that level of scrutiny. Is that a fair comment?
I think so. I think when you're at a club like Bayern Munich, you have to win. It's not. There's no questions about it. If you don't, or if you don't perform well, there's going to be question marks over you. So yeah, look, I've been able to handle that throughout my career, whether it's with Tottenham or with England, and I think, like I said, I'm focused on myself a lot of the time and trying to help, push players around me and the team around me. I don't focus too much on the media side and the stuff outside of football, so that'll allow me to concentrate on what I need to. And yeah, I think starting the season, you always want to start well with a good result. Away game first will be tough, but we can win that. We can set up a good bit of confidence for the rest of the month.
Yeah, and that round of golf with Thomas Müller, does that have to wait until, and maybe seeing the city as well, does that have to wait until after maybe the baby's born?
I've not done that yet. Maybe next week. We have a bit more time next week in the afternoon, so I'm sure we'll get in, especially whilst the weather's like this. So, but that's all part of, I guess, getting to know my team as well. I think. Thomas himself is a great leader and a great personality in this team, so I'm sure he'll help me, understand all the other players, and hopefully we can build a good connection. And
you're relishing that leadership as well, your experience that you can bring, even if it is a new culture?
I think so. I think that's something I've always had throughout my career, naturally anyway. Once I'm on the pitch, I'm just trying to help the team and push the team, and it's not just about shouting, it's about getting to know, my players and what makes them motivated and what makes them get the best out of themselves. So that will naturally be something I'll be doing, and hopefully that can help the team push on even more.